Welcome to Artist on Record, your ultimate intimate conversation with your favorite artist. This past weekend, sad news in the rock and roll community. New York Dolls frontman had passed away, David Johansen, the last surviving member. One person that I wish I would had the chance to interview and never did. But there was one other legend that had passed away, Joey Molland of Badfinger. Joey passed away, and he, like David, he was the last surviving member of his band, Badfinger. Well, in October 2020, when I was first starting this channel, I had the opportunity to speak with Joey. At the time, Joey was promoting music that he had worked with Mark Hudson. And Mark Hudson did a couple of tracks, Rainy Day Man, Better Tomorrow. He did a CD for Joey, but at the time, only those two songs were out. So Joey was promoting it, and the interview was very casual. Producer Ed Stasium, you might remember that name. Ed worked with the Ramones, Living Color, to name a few. Well, Ed and I are talking with Joey. It was casual, it was raw, it was unscripted. Joey was full of energy and a smile, man, that just brought lightness into the room. I want to share this interview with everybody watching. Also, I want to send my condolences to Mary, to Joey's family, his friends, and you fans. I dedicate this episode to you all.
Thank you. We'd like to take it down to a sort of acoustical thing now. It's a thing that Joey wrote. It's called Sweet Tuesday.
Sweet Tuesday morning.
Yeah, you look great. You look great. Joey, I want to ask you, you have new music coming out right now. What, and it just came out yesterday, right?
My record, yeah.
Yeah, which was
It's doing really well. The all the reviews are great, and people, all my friends and people that on Facebook and stuff, all seem to really like it. And even the reviewers. And today, I had the front and back page of the variety section of the St. Paul Star Tribune.
Oh wow.
Which was kind of a buzz to get up to before I watched the Liverpool game, you know.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. That's pretty. You now you have Mark Hudson produced the record.
Yeah, he did. It's really exciting, man. All these guys contributed to it, and all Mark produced. He did a fantastic job. Besides singing all over the place and writing a few choruses, just doing a lot, you know. And he's such a great producer. You can just pretty much leave it in his hands, and there's no point in arguing with him. You know what I mean? That you think we should have a boat come in there, or you know, things like that. You know, so he's a very, very good, super talented guy.
He's a very talented guy. When you were showing him your tunes and bringing, what did you just bring him all the songs? Go, hey man, go through all this. Tell me what you think. How did
That's exactly what I did when he asked me about doing a record. I sent him about 35 or 40 songs, demos I've made over the years, and a couple of records which had newer songs on them, and which we redid actually on this record. But the difference is unbelievable. You know, Mark's like a miracle worker. He made me sound great, you know, and everything, and made everybody else sound great. It was a lot of fun. It was very exciting. And now the record's out yesterday. And people are actually buying it and things. Downloading it and stuff like that. They might make a few bucks off it. I don't know how that all works nowadays. You know what I mean? It's all, you know, it's all like a secret. You know what I mean?
You know what, Joey? It's a whole new world. It's like the Twilight Zone we're living in these days. And we sure need good, feel-good music these days, you know? Definitely we need it. Who's on the record? Who's playing on? You have guests on the record as well. I know that.
Yes, there are a bunch of great players on the record, young players and older players, and you know, like one of the new Young Rascals is on there, and one of Mickey Dolenz is on there from the Monkees.
That's one Mickey Dolenz, huh?
Some harmony. Yeah. You know, I saw their face and I'm a believer. You know?
That's great. I love it. I love it.
He's so great, man. And
Wow.
Jason Chef from Chicago, the Chicago singer. He's been the voice of Chicago for maybe, I don't know, 75 years now. It's unbelievable.
Great. You know what? Jason Chef, his dad was Elvis's bass player.
I was going to say that next.
I just stole your interview from you.
Only one step removed from Elvis's bass player. Unbelievable.
On the Fender bass from Los Angeles is Jerry Chef. What do you want to play, Jerry? Want to play the blues? Okay.
Unbelievable. How exciting is that?
Lennon came down and sang with us.
Julian did, huh? Julian Lennon.
Yeah,
huh?
Yeah, he was lovely. And he did a great job. He sang the harmonies good. And, you know, I've got a great picture of him actually at the mics, really singing out. It's really fantastic picture. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the front of my book now.
Julian, you knew him when he was a little boy too, right? When back in the Apple days?
No, not really.
No.
I played with his dad, of course, on a couple of songs. And we were associated with Apple Records in my youth. You know?
Yeah.
We hope to make a thing that's free, where people can just come and do and record and not have to ask, could we have another microphone in the studio, because we haven't had a hit yet.
Balot came out, you know. I went down to see him. He was doing a show down there at the big mall of America here in Minneapolis, the biggest mall in the world, man. You've got to come and see it.
How did you land from Liverpool to there? Not New York, California, Minneapolis. What made you decide to stay?
Oh, I met my first wife, my girl. She passed away when I say my first wife in 2009, but I met her here in 1970 when we first came to America on tour.
Really?
And I married her 2 years later. We stayed married until she passed away. Had a couple of sons. In that story, we got flat, busted, broke. You know, they stole all the money, left us destitute. And we also had a couple of sons. And when we had the couple of sons, things had worked out a little bit better for us. And we came to live in Minneapolis. And raise our sons here around the family and all that, you know. Kathy had a big, huge family, still has a big, huge family. And we see them all the time. Anyway, so we really came here for that reason. And Minneapolis is a hell of a music city as far as what I do is concerned. Great players. Friendly, you know what musicians are like, super friendly, man. You know, if you don't agree with that, you know, they really took me in and welcomed me, and I played around town with a bunch of these guys and made demos with a bunch of these guys, and I'm producing a record for one of these guys, a fellow named Brian Gengis right now. It's great, man. I enjoy myself, but that's how I came here. It was because my wife was from here.
Now your family was back in Liverpool when you decided to stay, correct? Like you
That's
had
right.
family.
I was born in Liverpool in Edge Hill.
So how is that for you to make the change? Like, okay, I'm staying here. You told your whole family, that's it. I'm not coming back. I'm staying in America.
Well, you know, that really happened a long, long time ago when I joined the Badfinger band, or even before that. I was in a band called Gary Walker and the Rain in 1967. I'd moved out of Liverpool to go to London to join that band. And I'd been traveling since I was, 16 years old in a van, you know, with the band. So I've been away from Liverpool a long time. You know what? There is a part of me that wishes I'd never, ever left Liverpool.
I was going to ask you that. Yeah.
A great place, great people. I had a really happy kind of exciting life there, you know, when I kind of grew up and learned to play the guitar. And I just like to play the guitar for fun, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Never thought there'd be any kind of, you know, success at it. Really, the players were so great on the records. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I learned with Chuck Berry and all of that, you know. You know, gradually I worked my way up, and all of a sudden I was in London making records, and then all of a sudden I was writing songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden I joined Badfinger, and I got to work around the Beatles. And there are a lot of people who've worked around the Beatles, of course, you know, but we just had a fantastic time. We made it records for them and with them. We made them we actually made the Beatles some money. It was great.
You know, we find ourselves in business.
Are you the directors? Are you the directors of this?
Yeah. But like all the profits won't go into our pockets.
That's it's an excellent time, and you know what, the music you've done and you're still doing, it's great to have you here. Keep on doing the great music that you are doing, and your history, you're a part of the history of rock and roll. You're still here doing it. This is great. You know,
rock and roll doesn't change, man.
Yeah,
it's the only thing in the world that doesn't change. Everything else wears out. Rock and roll doesn't wear out, man.
But I guess that's just the way the story goes. Just come and get it. Ooh-wee. My Dixie dear.
we got Ed Stasium right here. Ed, Joey, I wanted to introduce you guys to each other really quick.
Joey, good to see you, bro.
Hello, Ed. It's good to see you too.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I played your songs in cover bands.
Thank you, man. Good job. Good job. You like them, yeah?
And there's a couple of things. I have a couple of things here I want to show you. I have one. I actually worked with a band that recorded one of the songs. I did a cover version of one of your songs. It was released.
Wow.
I bet you don't know about it, but we'll talk about that real soon.
Yeah.
Right, ADIKA?
Now, Ed, Joey has a new record out right now. It's his CD. It's not on vinyl, right, Joey?
Not yet. It's going to be. It's going to be.
Okay. And the name of the record, let's tell the people out there that's watching right now tonight.
The name of the record is Be True to Yourself.
Earlier, you have a lot of guests on. You have Mickey Dolenz on the record. You have Julian Lennon on the record. The record was produced by Mark Hudson.
Yep.
That's right. All right. Now we're recapping the evening. We're winding it right back. We're bringing back the show. Okay. All righty.
Whatever you like, man.
That's it. No. Now Ed is a producer. Ed worked with a couple of bands you might have heard of. He did the Ramones, Living Color.
Yeah.
That's right.
I've got a cool ass Ramones shirt, man, myself.
Oh, right on. I'd love to see a picture of Joey in a Ramones shirt. That's awesome.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
That's right. Ed,
yeah.
Ed, you know what? Shoot some questions at Joey. You want to get to know Joey? Let's go. Let's all make friends here.
Yeah.
Let's break bread.
The first time I ever heard of Badfinger was on a Beatles solo record.
Oh yeah, played on that, yeah.
And you have credit on the record. It says right here. Oh God, I can't see. I'm getting old. Where was it? I just saw rhythm guitars and percussion. Badfinger. Well, tell us about the sessions first of all.
We'd already had Come and Get Her had been out. Yes, I think No Matter What.
No matter what you are.
And then the next thing we did was the George Harrison record.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I thought your singles came out after that for some reason.
Well, they may have, but I'm just telling you what we did. We made those records, you know, when they come out, like, so, you know.
Okay.
That's all I can tell you about it. So we were doing okay, and then George was going to make that solo record, All Things Must Pass. So he that one that he showed us, and he invited us. He needed some rhythm guitars. He was doing it with Phil Spector.
I want to talk to you about that.
And you know the way he wanted a bunch of rhythm guitars, so he asked Badfinger to do it, and we said, yeah. Why wouldn't you say that's George Harrison out of the Beatles, for crying out loud, you know?
And Phil Spector.
Yeah, that's another thing entirely, completely different universe or something, you know.
Yeah.
It was great, very exciting, man, going in the studio the first time and seeing all the big cats out there. You know, Ringo's playing the drums, Klaus Foreman playing the bass. You know, it's all on the record there. But all these guys were guys I'd heard of, you know, and I'd seen, you know, Ringo was in the Beatles, for crying out loud. So really incredible, really exciting. Eric Clapton practicing his guitar bits, you know, making them up, really. Playing nice little Strat, blue Strat, I think George gave it him. And he had one of those Fender little, you know, like Univibe things, but it was, you know, the Fender Roto sound thing. He had one of them. And
like a Leslie?
Yeah, like a Fender Leslie. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what that is.
Yeah. And you know, everybody played through vibro champs and things.
Yeah. Just real quick, getting away from that for 1 second. Let's get back to that. But you played on No Matter What. There was a Leslie. Was that a Leslie guitar on there, or was that?
Yeah. Plugged my guitar into a Leslie. Yeah. They had an adapter for it or something.
Yeah. They did. You did that at Abbey Road.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had. Yeah, the Beatles had used that. I remember Jeff Emmerich came up with that idea. Well, John, I think it was for. Oh boy, it was really early on. Is it?
Yeah. Wasn't it on that down, the arpeggio thing?
Oh yeah.
Picture. Well, maybe it's that song. Yeah, yes, maybe what I'm thinking about. But yeah, they'd used it without a doubt.
Yeah.
And
sweet.
I'd used one as well over in I did a record in I think 1967 or 68, a Pi studio, Philips Studios in London, Marble Arch Studios. I don't know if you ever. And yeah, I think we used one on that as well. Leslie speakers. People, they, you know, I think maybe the Beatles were one of the first, but
wow.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I think there's either a Leslie or a Vibra thing on Who's Next, which was out in like '67 on a song called Tattoo. And I remember hearing hearing it on there as well. On Blue Jay Way, the backing vocals are going through a Leslie.
Nice,
they're backwards and going through a Leslie. It's crazy. I mean, that's what great stuff to think of at that time. You know, just like, okay, well, somebody did that. You can do that now with plug-in.
Yeah, try anything. Well, I had all those engineers at Abbey Road as well.
That's incredible. And you worked with Jeff Emmerich, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Jeff was great. He was really easy. It was like a mystery to us about engineering. He was working on that old console with the. I've only come to see this in later days, but you know the knobs went up and down. You know the faders.
Yes,
they went up and down. You know what I mean? They were like a circular thing.
Circle.
Yeah.
I've seen pictures. I've seen one.
He'd sit there sweating because it had tubes in the console.
Yeah, they're great.
We always thought he was ill, you know. But, you know what was great? He'd crawl around the floor looking for the sound.
Oh my God, really?
Oh,
he'd crawl around in that big Abbey Road studio, you know, the one with the staircase. You know that when you've seen it in the films, man.
Yeah.
The one with the staircase, yeah.
Yeah.
He'd crawl around. That's where we recorded. It was big enough to set yourself up like a regular group, and they had a little Shaw PA in there, so you could practice.
Okay,
you know, and get the song like a big group, play it properly. You know? So it was great fun, man. They let us do it. You know what? They gave us carte blanche at Abbey Road.
Wow.
We'd go in 10, 11 in the morning and work there all day. You know,
that's fantastic. That's great. Well, you were one. You were basically the first act to be signed. You, Mary Hopkin, and who else?
Yeah, the Ivies. I wasn't in that band, but yeah, they were one of the first bands signed to Apple. Yeah.
Yeah. Jackie Lomax, Billy
Jackie
Preston.
Lomax, yeah.
Billy Preston. Billy Preston was actually on vinyl, but I happen to have in my hand here.
Yeah, that's right, Billy Preston. Yeah.
This is a nice little item. You ever see
this?
this?
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I've seen that.
Let me see that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's one with Jackie Lomax on it or something.
Yeah. It was released in.
Wow.
Whoa! Hey now.
Whoa! Hey now. Yeah, right on, dude.
Yeah, it's
right on.
Cool.
And,
I've got one of those. Yeah.
Do you have those, Joe?
Yeah.
So we have here are the songs. Those were the days by Mary Hopkin. That's recommended by Preston, Sarah Mills, Lomax, and
Come and get it.
Come and get it. By
if you want it.
That's awesome.
I always love that song. And this is I thought you'd like to see that. And I'm glad you have one. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. Cool stuff.
Very good.
Very cool.
I bet Stefan's never seen one.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Wait a minute. I've got something to show you.
Cool.
Yeah, come on.
I don't know if you ever
whatever you got there, show us, Joey.
Maybe it's not a record, unfortunately, but if I come on again, I've got acetates from the Apple place and all that. Hang on a minute. I've got to dig it out now.
How fun is it? This is great. Ed.
Always great. It's great. It's good stuff.
Now that I've mentioned it, man.
Jeff Emmerich crawling around the floor looking for the sound.
Oh my God.
That's the only place you can find. That's the only way you can find the sound, man. Didn't you know that?
That's great.
Yeah, he would. Look at that.
Let's see what he got here, Joey.
Oh, that's nice.
Wow.
Look at that. Now, you know what that is? That's a Ringo Starr. He opened that company, and this is one of the things he sold.
Wow.
We all got one because we were, that's the Apple Mirror, man.
That's awesome.
Is that cool? That's from Apple Core. That is the Apple Mirror. Yeah.
That is great. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So cool, dude.
Love it.
I got stuff like that over at my house, and I've got a bit of a warehouse, a storage place where I keep my stuff like. It's cool stuff. I love it. Yeah, I love things like that little Apple. I've got a Japanese one. Have you got that? The little no matter what.
No.
Yeah, there's a Japanese one. It's in a. It's
a little one, a tiny one,
like a mini CD. Yeah.
I have a couple mini. I have some Beatles mini CDs. I have them right here.
Yeah. Look at his collection sitting back there, man.
Well, Ed actually did the Ramones, and he worked actually also with Phil Spector. He worked.
That is fantastic, man.
Yeah.
I still have them in their long boxes.
Let's see what you
got. Very cool, man. Very cool. Yeah.
CD singles. These didn't last.
No, they didn't last at all.
Yeah.
Huh? Are those promos or what? What are those?
They were for sale. I think I got them as a promo when I was up at Capitol or something. But they sold these. I remember seeing them at Tower Records.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very small. I just found that you have to have an adapter to play them in machines. You have to have I just found the adapter when I was cleaning something out. I was looking for it for years. I was looking for that damn adapter, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And of course, I found it when I don't need it.
Now, Ed, did you have the Magic Christian record with Peter Sellers from the movie soundtrack? You had that on hand?
I have that right here.
I've got that too. I've got that. Yeah.
It's a great record.
It is, man.
Yeah, Come and Get It is on here. And I have the one. It's a promo. It's with the sticker.
Oh yeah, but it actually says those are on there. Wow,
including the single "Come and Get It" by Badfinger.
That is cool. That is cool.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Now you see, Joey,
that makes me feel important.
Now, Joey, remember I was telling you just to hold the record, and when you listen to it, and you have the actual album cover in front of you, it's like a storybook. It really,
it is fantastic. Yeah,
it truly is, man. Man. And it just opens up. Joey, I know you don't have the records in front of you, but some of the records you still have from when you were a kid, right? You still have those records I
do. I've got the Buddy Holly stuff and then the Grey album.
Really?
Buddy Holly, I've got that, and that's what I learned to play the guitar off, really. And Chuck Berry, you know, the white one with the profile.
Oh yeah.
Remember that one? Yeah, I've got that one. The English one was just that, when his name written in blue, I think, at the top. Learning Johnny Be Good, man, and learning that stuff.
So so you have those records that you still have the actual records that you were learning how to play.
Yeah, well, my brother Chris, he was a couple of brothers up the line from me. You know what I mean? I had 5 brothers. There's a couple of brothers up the line, and he played the guitar, and he played in a little band in Liverpool. So he had the Buddy Holly records, he had the Chuck Berry records, some Shadows records, you know, Cliff Richard's group.
Cliff Richards, yeah.
Yeah, and then we had Radio Luxembourg, and that's where we had the rest of it, really, you know.
Wow.
Anyway, I've got those records. I've got a bunch of Buddy Holly records, man. He was unbelievable. I learned a lot of guitar playing out of Buddy Holly.
Oh, the Buddy Holly, huh?
Oh yeah. That was a work of solo out. You know, it came because I'd learned all those Buddy Holly solos, Crime Waiting Open, and It's So Easy and all that stuff. They were really good solos, and it must have stuck in my head because, like, when we came to Baby Blue, you know, No Matter What and all that, I used the same kind of, I'm sure, the techniques that he used, just staying with the chords, you know, and playing chord notes, really, you know what I mean? It just worked. It worked, you know. So thank you, buddy.
And they're it's like an open. You're talking open chords as well. They're more open chords that you're playing. You're talking about.
Yeah, well, you know you know when you start playing the guitar.
Yeah.
You know the first things you learn are like, you know, E, C, B, you know, D, you know, all those simple chords down at that end of the neck.
I love the way those chords sound, and I guess that's why I love the Badfinger records, because that's how I play. I play open chords like that all the time. I'll use a couple of capos on, and you know, there's a lot of bar chords going on, especially with like bands like the Ramones.
And
even the Beatles did a lot of bar chords, but Harrison always did his little filigrees. But it's great to hear that you learn that from like your early stuff, Buddy Holly, and.
Ed.
I knew my God waiting for me. You know, Mary. Yeah.
This is great. Go ahead, Joey. Go. Yeah. Do
you want to see it?
Yes.
Come on, Mary. Come in here a minute.
Yeah, it's a party. It's a party. It's Saturday
night. So paranoid, man. You know, I don't blame them. There's guys hanging around, you know, but Mary, come on, say hello, for crying out loud.
Let her say hello. Tell her to come on here. You know what? Everybody out there, I want you guys to go and check out Joey's new music out there as well. The description is going to be in the link, so I want you to click on there and you go to Spotify. It's actually 2 songs, but it's actually on sale now. You could go play it and buy it. And
get the whole CD. Come here,
the whole CD.
This is my girl here. Here's
Let's
my
meet
girl.
Mary.
Come here.
Hi.
Hi. Mary looks there.
Mary.
She's great, man. Look at that.
I'm Stefan. That's Ed. Nice to meet you, Mary. Very nice to meet you.
Man.
Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you.
There you go. So you can do that now. Yeah. We're talking about the records and on Abbey Road. So I just wanted to show you off. That's all.
Especially now.
Joey and Mary, where are you located?
St. Paul.
St. Paul.
Yep.
St. Paul, Minnesota.
That's right. Mary, do you
nice,
like
nice accent?
Mary, do you like the Ramones, Living Color? You like those
Sure.
Oh yeah. Ed produced those records.
Yeah,
really?
That's right. Yeah,
wow. Congratulations. Yes. Wonderful. Oh,
no big deal.
Gladys Knight in the Pips. He worked
a lot of luck.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of luck.
Amazing.
A little bit of talent, a lot of luck. That's all I say.
That's what it is, isn't it? That's what it is.
Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah, that's
Being
exactly
at the
right.
place at the right time, and you have a good attitude.
Well, sometimes you get pushed into it. You know what I mean? A guy bumps into you. You know what I mean? You should talk to Denny Lane about that.
You know what? You know what's so funny? I tried to get Denny Lane on here, and I can't get him.
Why not?
I don't know. If you know, let's get you and Denny at the same, and Ed. We'll do a reunion like this.
This is great because it's not like an interview. It's not all about that. It's great, man.
I don't want to do an interview.
Turns out we all really like music, man.
I want to make it. Joey, I want to make it like we're in the recording studio and we're bullshitting with each other and having a good time. That's how I want it. That's why I have the vinyl records and we talk about it. And I don't want I don't want it to be sterile. I want it to be just
it's alive, isn't it? It's like playing a live concert, man.
Yes.
You got to bring the songs. You got to bring them to life when you play them. Ain't no good just going playing them and noodling through them. You've got to really bring them to life, man.
No, the first time I met Ed, he didn't even know I met him.
Who is this guy? Where's he from? ADIKA.
You can't remember anybody, can you, man?
The first time I met Ed, Joey, was at A&M Studios, the Charlie Chaplin's old studios, A&M. You ever recorded over there, worked over there? A&M
No,
Studios?
I haven't. No, I've been there, but I haven't on the corner of
The history about that place is great because it was Charlie Chaplin's place.
That's right. United Artists, yeah.
Yeah, that was his place. He did all the movies. Ed, you probably you probably roamed around there.
That was my home base when I moved to Los Angeles in '89. I'd worked there several times before that, and when I moved to Los Angeles from New York in '89, that was my home base studio. I love all those people. I love the staff. A good friend of mine managed the place. I'm still friends with people that have worked there. There's a bunch of assistants that, and the tech guys. I'm buddies with the tech guys. We're like Facebook friends and shit. It's crazy. It was a good relationship stirred up there. And I did a shit ton of records there. And you always saw somebody. Joey, I'm always talking about what I really miss about, being in a studio and working like when you were doing, you're knocking off your Badfinger records. You're doing all Things Must Pass. There's people all around. You're always doing something. You're working all the time. You're playing. I miss the camaraderie. So, I always bring it back to, you'll be working. I did a lot of work in A&M and your buddy would be doing something else, it'd be different bands. Like, there'd be fucking Metallica in the mix room and Aerosmith in Studio A. And it was really cool. And I have a lot of friends that do the same thing that I do.
Yeah. Wow. Too much, man. Too much.
Yeah. So I miss the camaraderie, but this Saturday night get together is the new camaraderie. You can have a cocktail. You don't have to drive anywhere.
That's right, man.
You get to meet great people. I'm meeting Joey Molland from freaking Badfinger and his wife Mary.
I'm meeting at Stadium.
Fred, Fred at the Yankee Stadium. That's me.
Oh, it's fantastic, man. And you're blowing up. I did this, I did that. I did this band and that band. It's incredible. Incredible.
I didn't do No Dice.
Oh boy!
Oh, look at that!
This is a sealed copy.
I was going to say it looks sealed. Whoa!
Yeah.
Sealed copy.
Nice.
Wow. Beautiful.
I appreciate that. Here's to it.
Wow, look at that, man.
Shiny.
What a great album cover.
Wow.
And Joey, see that? That's what I was talking about. You look at the album covers and you stare at it and it takes you in a whole nother world. That's fantastic, man.
Yeah.
Now,
it is incredible.
I have to ask Joey a question here. So, the Beatles road manager, Mal Evans, produced 2 songs on here. Did Mal Evans actually do something? Did he actually?
Oh, yeah. He was very involved in it, yeah.
He did No Matter What, and believe me, and No Matter What, man. It was a big hit record. I love that.
Yeah.
I hear it.
That's not a bad record.
No, that's not a bad record.
I got that.
You know what he did? He recorded us. He actually recorded our band. You know what I mean? He came down to the studio and he must have seen George Martin and people doing this because he knew exactly what to do. He didn't interfere.
Who was the engineer? Was Emmerich the engineer?
Emmerich was the engineer and Mal was the producer. Actually, for No Matter What, he wasn't the engineer. We did that at a little studio, Pi or something like that. I don't think it was Pi, though. It was a little studio. It was the first song we recorded.
Okay.
Well, after I joined the band was No Matter What. We did another song of mine that night, obscure song. But Mal would let us play, work the song out, And while we were working it out, he was encourage us, or what's the opposite of encourage?
Shut it down.
Yeah, he would listen to what we were playing. Oh, I like that, you know.
Or, he would say, "Oh, it's rubbish."
Yeah, that's not really working. He was a bit cooler than that. You know? That's a New York way of doing it, I guess.
That's right. That's right.
Mal was a very nice guy, beautiful guy, and I thought he was really smart. You know, he didn't interfere with us. You know what I mean? You know, we just played the songs. We didn't think we were any kind of great shakes. We played the songs. We learned them in the studio, and you know, we'd sing and do that. And he'd have a listen and he'd say, "This is great. That bit's really great. This really works. We need a solo." You know what I mean? So that's what you do. Knock down the old. What are you going to do with knock down the old grey wall? You know that sequence revolves around. What are you going to do in there? And he let us just work it out.
Wow.
You know, he didn't come demanding things. I'm telling you the truth. Jeff was crawling around on the floor out there, listening to the sound.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Badfinger, we got our friend Joey. Joey, you're back.
Yeah, it just came back in. Yeah, so good.
Thank you. We were just getting into about Mal Evans, and you know, a lot of people who are watching this might not know Mal, but Mal was a really big part of Badfinger. And he started out as working with the Beatles, but you know, give us a little insight about Mal. And your
Mal was like the perfect guy in the perfect situation, man. Somehow, and I don't know the story, but somehow he got the job with the Beatles as a roadie.
Yeah, he was with them from the beginning. Yeah,
which is one of the coolest things that ever happened to anybody, anywhere. You know, and the thing that was great about him was he was the right guy for it. He was the exact perfect guy. The guy who lugged the gear, drove the band, you know, right along with Neil, treated the band like regular blokes, like his mates, and they treated him the same. But at the same time, he knew when they got big that they were the Beatles. And he treated them accordingly whenever they had to. You know what I mean? Whenever he felt the need for it. And he had all that cool going for him. You know, he was a really nice man, this guy, big giant of a guy, you know. Just great. He was great to work with. He's great to, you know, I knew him. I was working with him the week before he passed.
Oh, really?
In Los Angeles.
That was a mystery, wasn't it? What do you know about that mystery of Mal dying?
I know that he was, boy, I don't want to say anything untoward, but he was kind of depressed. His life had come to a point where he wasn't happy with it. You know what I mean? Although he was still involved in music. Well, he was doing some demos with me. We were working in a little studio in Hollywood, and he had a nice lady, but somehow didn't feel up. I think he missed his family and you know, his first wife and all that.
Yeah.
So all that played into it, and then his old lady was the girl he was with, the woman, and God forgive me, I can't remember her name, but she was worried about him, and she called the police.
Oh,
because she was worried about Mal that particular day, and they sent. I think she said he had a rifle, you know, and so. They sent this squad when they really should have sent this squad. You know what I mean? And he come out with the rifle, didn't he? You know what I mean? And the you know, like police everywhere. Or anybody, you know, with a gun, you know. It's,
sure.
But anyway, and that's my version of what happened with Mal.
Paul was meditating one day, and I came to him in a vision. And I was just standing there saying, "Let it be, let it be." And that's where the song came from. And it was funny because we were going home from a session one night, and it was 3 o'clock in the morning, raining, dark in London. And Paul was telling me this, you know, saying, "I've written a song," and he told me the incident. And he said, "The song is going to be Mother Malcolm, but I want to change Mother Malcolm in case people get the wrong idea."
Mal.
Okay, well, and that's a pretty good, almost first version of that. You must know that's a horrible thing.
It was horrible. Yeah,
he was 40 years old when he passed away, I believe.
Yeah.
And it was like I guess it was an air rifle. They were
like 1978 or something like that.
Yeah. And the weird thing is, he was 40, and he passed away for about 5-6 shots, almost very similar to Lennon, which was 40, and this kind of crazy
that was a damn shame. Yeah, these things are terrible when they happen.
Terrible.
Yeah, I remember there was a guy, a place in LA, Pirate Sound, and this guy Simon, Vietnam vet, and him and his mate Johnny, they opened up Pirate Sound at the old movie lot down there where SIR used to be and all that.
Yeah.
And they opened up a place, built themselves a little business up making speaker cabinets. No Tycho Brahe. Remember Tycho Brahe cabinets, man, and the old sound systems. Anyway, making sound, things like that. A great guy. And used to fly a gunship in Vietnam. It wasn't his job, but that's what they had him do. Like, anyway, these things all fascinated me about him. Great guy. And the same thing happened to him. Accidental, a door opened in place he was living in San Francisco, and he got shot.
Good shot.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, just unbelievable. It's terrible, man. It's really bad. Really bad.
Look at it is crazy. Look, we have people asking about the Phil Spector and situation. Now, Ed, you worked with Phil.
Yeah, but I'd like to hear what Joey has to say. What was Phil Spector around for all the sessions that you recorded for All Things Must Pass? Was he in the control room? Did he give guidance? Any little story?
No. He didn't really talk to us except to bring us in to hear a take. We did minimum takes. We did maybe 2 or 3 takes. We'd do as many takes as we wanted. They'd do 2 or 3 takes, but and he'd always play the 2-track tape. Was it like that with you? He'd always play like a mix. Wouldn't play the multi-track.
No, he was playing the multi-track back.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Now, did you guys all cut that at the same time in the same room, or did you overdub your?
They overdub lead guitars. They're like people like Peter Frampton. What?
Yeah, but your guitars that you played. Did you?
Yeah. We all played the bass.
Was it live on the date? It was like with Ringo and Klaus and all those cats.
Yeah.
In the room as you played.
Yeah.
And how many guys from Badfinger did play? Were there just the guitar players?
Three of us played guitar.
Okay.
Tommy and Pete and myself. And Mike played some tambourine. They had him standing over there, and Ringo playing a bit of percussion. So yeah, that's what it was. Eric Clapton was in the middle of the room.
Yeah. Okay.
George would run through the song with us. We'd all play it with him. He'd come over and teach all of the different section guys the song. And he probably did that in private with Eric and those guys. He had the songs together when we did them. There wasn't any rearranging or anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Eric would come every day and rehearse the stuff that he was going to play, work it out, get the part together. You know what I mean? That's what he did. And each song, as we did it, and we played on a lot of songs. I don't know if we did them all, but a lot of songs. Each day Eric came and worked out a little thing. He was, a basic of what he was going to do.
Got it.
Billy Preston was unbelievable.
Wow.
That guy is so great to play with. Yeah. Just a smile is enough. And he's an unbelievable player.
The energy of him, huh? The soul of him.
Yeah. So that was lovely. Klaus was dead solid. Alan White was there. He was
great drummer.
Yeah, but he was fooling around with this huge synthesizer. They had one of those old, the towers. Yeah, the Moog. Yeah. He was over there kind of fooling around with that, which was interesting. He actually did drumming.
Wow. Anyway, did One question here. Sorry. Did all three of you play 6-string? Was there a 12-string involved with the acoustic guitars?
No, we played 6-string. Yeah.
6-string. What kind of guitars were they? Do you remember? Martins, Gretsch?
Yeah, there was a Martin D28.
Okay.
Peter had. There was, I think Tommy had a D41.
Okay.
Then, and I had a J50 Gibson.
I love those J50s. Do you still have that guitar?
No, I've got another one now.
Okay. Okay.
No, I've only got one guitar from those days. I bought a '63 Gibson Firebird.
Oh wow!
Which I played on the records and stuff. But I've still got that. My old lady wouldn't let me sell it, which was fantastic, you know. So I've got that. Yeah. Anyway, that's what we did. They built a box. We were in the small studio at Abbey Road, Studio 3, I think it is. The small one near the front door. So they built a box, and we all got in the box with our guitars. It was big enough, a blue, like plywood box, and it had doors on the front. You know,
wow.
Not completely closed. But so that they could mic our acoustics up in the box.
And have a little separation between the other musicians.
Between the other musicians. Yeah, because they were playing, Eric was working stuff out. And,
do you remember if there's probably only one mic, I bet. You had to gather around one mic. Do you remember that? Or did you?
There probably was. It was a long box. In other words, 1, 2, 3 of us in a row, like 1, 2, 3, that kind of thing. But, you know, yeah, I can't really remember, though. I couldn't swear either way.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
If I know those guys, they'd have 2 mics. You know, they'd be hanging down there somewhere.
And Jeff be crawling around the floor.
Looking for the sound, man. Actually, Phil McDonald did the sound on that.
Oh, yes. I know Phil's work. I don't know him.
Yeah. I said, he's another great guy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, another lovely man, yeah.
Yeah.
He was doing, I think he did that. We played with John on the Imagine, a couple of songs.
Really?
On the Imagine album. And I think Phil was the engineer on that as well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
He's a lovely man. Pink Floyd, you know what I mean? Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with being EMI Abbey Road.
Yeah.
Wow. Just incredible.
Incredible. Yeah, cool stuff. You know, I have another special guest coming on here with you, Mitch Weissman. You know Mitch Weissman?
Mitch, of course I know Mitch Weissman.
Yeah, Mitch Weissman. There's Mitch Weissman right there.
Joe, man, how are you, man?
Oh, it's good to see you. Good to see you, man.
I haven't seen Mitch like 30 years.
Ed and I would run each other all the time at the China Club, and I knew Ed as Tommy Allen's friend, not as the producer of the Ramones, not as any of those guys. He was friends with Tommy, and Tommy used to put the talent there. So you know, and Joe and I spent a lot of time in Laughlin, Nevada, at a.
We certainly did. Yes. I learned to dance on the bar. Remember that?
That's right, exactly. Yes. You had that little toe tapping move and the arpeggio up in.
I learned a lot about showbiz.
Actually, Joey was great. It was like a history lesson, but we also got stir crazy there, so we all went a little nuts. But every day we were on the deck of the hotel. We had our rooms open up to the pool level, so we were all out at the pool.
Your rooms. I didn't get one of those rooms.
Oh, you didn't get one.
Mitch got the good room.
I didn't.
Godfrey and I got the pool level. We got the cabana rooms. Yeah.
Well, that's the band. You know, the band always gets the good room.
Oh my God, it was crazy. Crazy times.
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Joe and I.
Go on.
Yeah. We had a great time. No, it was fun.
Joe and I. I've got to go over here for a minute. Okay.
Go ahead.
I'll be right back. I won't be long.
Go ahead. Oh my God! Look at this.
Good song title.
He left.
Yeah, there you go.
He's gone.
There, I'm right back. I told you I'd be right.
Okay, there you see. That's back.
Yeah. I'm a diabetic, you know. So
now let me ask you guys a question. Now, how did Mitch and Joey? How did you guys both meet?
Yeah, we met at a nightclub in New York.
Was it the China
I
Club?
think so. Yeah, China Club. No, before that. No. We didn't meet that.
I couldn't afford the China Club.
China Club, yeah.
Was it Mitch? Was it when you were doing Beatlemania? Is that when?
No, it was when I was doing this show in 1995. I think it was in Laughlin, Nevada, called Jukebox Giants, and which Joe was one of them, a Jukebox Giant. We had guys like Sal Valentino from the Beau Brummels was one of the acts. Tiny Tim was there for the entire run. Dennis Yost from the Classics 4, Stormy and Spooky and
Spencer Davis.
We had what do you call it? What's his name? Mitch Ryder. Mitch Ryder, who did every one of the songs,
great, isn't he?
But he did every one of the songs at 150 miles an hour. I couldn't understand how he could sing that fast. I think he just wanted to get off stage. That was about it. You know, you're back there going, "Devil with the blue dress, the blue dress on." So
I won't have it.
No.
I like Mitch far too well to have that.
Oh, Joe was just. Actually, Joe was great, but Mitch was fantastic. He was great. You know, he'd always go like, what was that great line he had was, "You see Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson in the same room together? Coincidence? I think not." With those sunglasses on, everything was "I think not." But he was a sweetheart of a guy, really.
You think you remember the Michael Spinks story that he'd tell on stage?
No, I can't remember that one. No,
he'd say, he'd announce to the audience that he'd seen. We have a special guest in the audience tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Spinks. Stand up, Michael.
Stand up.
And it wasn't Michael Spinks. It was some woman.
Yeah, exactly.
It was hilarious.
It's actually something great to be in a small showroom and a sit-down gig because you have so much fun with the audience. They're all different. Yeah. There was some guy sitting in the front. We had Len Barry from the Dovells doing 1, 2, 3 and those hits.
Len Barry. I didn't know Len Barry was in the Dovells.
I didn't know it either. I just knew him as Len Barry, and he had that song and a few other ones.
He was in the Dovells.
Bristol Stomps. Also, he was.
Bristol Stomp,
yeah, he was in the Dovells, but he did that one big song of 1, 2, 3, so elementary. But
I know that song.
One
I
night
didn't realize it was the same person.
Yeah, we were sitting out in the showroom one night, and the curtain goes up. It was a circular curtain. There's a guy sitting in the front row, an old bald guy who's actually still alive now. I met him 20 years later. He was an entertainment guy who owned, Ed, there was a big studio, not Magnum, on like at the V in Broadway. There was one of those, there was a screening room down there, and he owned that place. I didn't know it till years later. He had another screening room in Beverly Hills that's still around as well. But he was an older guy, and he's sitting there. He's got a napkin on his head or a handkerchief on his head. And the curtain goes up, and we're trying to do our 3 Beatles songs, me and David and Godfrey and Jay Midhour, our great drummer. And we're laughing our heads off. He's sitting there with this. He's sitting there singing this on his head, and we just couldn't understand why he was doing it. Just by himself. There was nobody around the apron. And when Len comes out, he couldn't sing. He just was hysterical because this guy's sitting there with a napkin on his head. And he says, "Why are you sitting there with a napkin?" "Excuse me, sir." We stopped the music. "Why are you sitting there with a napkin?" He goes like, "I'm bold. I'm cold and I'm bold." It was the first the older guy we ever had. It was fantastic. It was unbelievable. And I talked to him years later about it. He said, "Yeah, I was cold and bold." So we had all these characters down there in the front. I mean, Joey made fun of a lot of them as well. It was good. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a real social occasion, man, as it should be.
Exactly.
Like this show. It's like this show.
Like this show, exactly. Yeah,
it's exactly like this show.
This damn show.
I got a photo when you get to the casino. When you first get there, they take you in a little room and they take a picture of you. And immediately they put that picture of you up on the big TVs all over the place.
Yeah.
And I was horrified to realize that I looked like my brother now. Really freaked me out,
Yeah, exactly. And it's like you get off the plane, you've just traveled from Vegas, you get to the hotel, you absolutely feel like crap. Here, let me take your picture.
Yeah. Maybe that reveals something about me, and perhaps I'm being a little too revealing, but what the hell you have to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of comments in there how you guys look like each other. with a little McCartney in both of you guys. Everybody's right over here.
We're the Beatle guys. I think
You know?
so, yeah. That's it. Yeah.
We're the Beatles guys. Yeah, we're Beatles. That's it.
Yeah.
Now, Joey, you ever
By
go
proxy,
see Beatle?
yeah.
Joey, you ever see Beatlemania? You ever seen the show?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
You have seen the show.
Yeah.
Now, do you know Mitch's story over here? He was invited to have tea with Lennon and he refused. He passed.
Yeah. You know, don't you feel foolish, man?
Well, in some ways, yeah, but you know, who knew that? Who knew that was going to happen? You know, I was
yeah. You can't prepare yourself for them, man, can you?
No. You know, I had a new friend in the neighborhood, and it was going very well. You know, so,
a new friend in the neighborhood. Ed, you no run-ins with anybody in back when you were working in the studios with Lennon's World or anything like that? Nothing, huh?
No.
Nothing, huh?
No. There was a little rub with Lennon. I think I told the story. My day my son was born, I didn't go. I think I told you that last week, but no close at all.
Nothing.
Nada.
No,
That's funny, Joe.
I was so nervous around him.
Yeah, we didn't speak a lot. We didn't speak a lot about that stuff in Laughlin. It was funny. I mean, I respected you so much. I wasn't going to start picking your brain on the Beatles stuff and things like that. But from what you say, I mean, working with John and stuff like that, they would seem to be lovely guys. I'm sure they all have their moments.
They were. It was very difficult to get over the fact.
Yes, yeah.
That it was John Lennon, you know, from the Beatles, man.
Yeah.
Then George Harrison out of the Beatles here, you know what I mean? It was very weird, and they were really nice. You know, what are you doing tonight? Do you want to go to a show with us? Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Wow, do us a favor. They say, do us a favor.
Come along. Yeah, come along with us now. Come on, yeah.
Unbelievable, man. Come on, let's go.
See, Stefan, that's kind of like what it was for me. I mean, we're getting friendlier, and he goes, "Hey, you want to come up for some tea?" But I didn't say yes. I kept going.
You kept going.
I got things to do. You know.
Thank you, man. That's what you would say. You say silly things like that. I gotta go, man. I gotta go. Yeah.
I get it. I get Ed. Ed, you've been in those situations, huh?
You know, the room gets warmer and things like that. You know, things happen. You know, it's kind of weird, man.
If I had an opportunity to have
it happened to me.
Tea with Lennon, I would drop everything.
I know. I don't know what I was thinking, Ed. I just thought the relationship was going well. 20 minutes speaking on the street, and then going. I think probably I just freaked and went like, "That's a little bit much. This is fine talking on the soup. This is fine talking about the Playboy article. This is fine talking about Double Fantasy, which I had listened to the night before. This is great. Would you like to come up for some tea?" And I went like, my brain probably froze and went, "No thanks." You know, so
it's funny. It's not funny, but like even the other day, I'm emailing Jack Douglas, and I didn't even think about the Lennon because 2020 did the whole thing about John Lennon going on, and I'm like, "Hey Jack, when you want to come back on?" Because Jack played bass with Chuck Berry, so there's a whole nother story to talk to, and I want to talk. Yeah, there's a whole. Yeah, that people don't even know about. So Jack is like, "Okay, you know, let's come in. I'll come in like about 3 weeks from now." And then after I did the email, I'm thinking, I see all this stuff coming on. Jack Douglas is looking crying to about Len. I'm like, "Oh, what an idiot." I'm bothering him the day of the thing. And the first time I had Jack on the show, he's looking at me, goes, "Didn't you try to beat me up?" And because he knew my ex-wife and all this stuff. And Corey, Joey doesn't know who knew Jack and this whole thing. And I'm like, "No, Jack," but Jack turned out he's a wonderful guy. He's been on the show twice, but but then yesterday I'm texting him. I'm like, "Oh, man."
You're talking about Jack Douglas now.
Jack Douglas, yeah. He's been on the show 2 times already. The first time I had Jack on, okay, we're talking, and then we did the morning show, the one that you were going to go on, Joey. But then I ended the show. Oh, he'll be right back. Yeah. I ended the show because he started talking about the last time he was with Lennon, how he walked him to the elevator. So then Jack started. He looked like he was teary-eyed, and I'm live like this. I'm like, "Oh my God." And I'm trying to balance, and I'm looking at the people in the chat. I'm like, "Well, Jack, thank you for sharing your time with us, and it's been really great. we'll let you go. You're a busy man. And then and he's about to cry. He goes, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. When I watched the rerun, I'm like, oh, jeez. I cut the interview really fast, right? So I'm Jewish. I'm Jewish and neurotic, Joey. So now I'm thinking, I'm real Jewish and neurotic. So now I'm thinking, oh God, he's never going to come back on my show again. So then I had my buddy Corey, who was a writer for Circus Magazine. I go, maybe you want to write to him because I think I killed the whole interview. I just cut him right when he was about to cry. I didn't want him to cry. And then he came back on again, and we talked about, with Keith Moon, all these other stories. And then he goes, I want to come back on again. So now I'm going to have him come on in about 2-3 weeks. He played bass. He was a bass player, and he played with Chuck. He backed Chuck Berry.
Did you know anything about that, Mitch?
Yeah, I knew it, but I'd forgotten all about it. I mean, I knew Jack from the Aerosmith days, from Lieber Krebs. He was up at the office a bunch of times. We became friendly in the streets. I mean, it's I don't remember the last time we spoke, but one of the last times I saw him was a couple of weeks after John was shot, and he was at a restaurant with Ian Hunter, with their wives, and Ian. I was always in awe of Ian with his songwriting and stuff like that. And I remember we were sitting at the table, and I said something along the lines. It was a goofy thing to say, but I really meant it in a way. You're the only John Lennon we've got left. The kind of poet and stuff like that. I mean, because his songs were very poetic. He didn't sing nearly as well as John Lennon, but Ian was quite a guy.
Yeah.
I mean, Joey,
you
did you get to jam with John, with Lennon and those guys ever? Like just messing around? No, never, huh? Never. How about McCartney?
He was there for the session. Yeah.
No, not McCartney. No. George. Oh, George, we never really jammed. Oh, we did with our sessions.
Yeah.
Yes.
And of course, George had those jams, and we kind of jammed along with those things.
Yeah.
But not really like, you were jamming with the guy there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was a crazy thing with Lennon. I just was doing some research, and I didn't know this, because Lennon would take his D string and then make it flatter. And Jack Douglas was talking to somebody about an interview about this, how he would do is tune his strings, but his D string, he would tune it a little flatter so his Aunt Mimi would be able to tell his guitar playing. And I was like,
she knew which one it was.
Did you ever heard that story?
I heard that story. He used to do it live on stage, so Mimi would know who was playing. What guitar it was.
Like how clever! It's like, wow, just a little flat. Did you know that, Ed?
He's back.
I didn't hear what you're talking about.
We're talking about John Lennon. How because I saw an interview somebody did with Jack Douglas, and he would do his tuning on his strings, but his D string he would tune it a little flat so his Aunt Mimi could tell his guitar playing from the other guys. Yeah. It was I'm going to ask Jack about this one. That's
wacky, man.
It is wacky.
Not only is it wacky, it's like, how the hell do you sing in tune when everything's out of tune? It's crazy.
Do you guys use tuners now? You tune by ear. What do you do?
Well, no, there's the guitar tuners now. They look so goofy on the headstock.
Yeah. I got a bunch of them. Yeah, I'm using it.
You know what, Joey? I'm gonna name drop really quick. I'm gonna name drop. So I got hired. I had a band, and we play every Thursday night. Ed's going to complain about it. But one day, it was me, it was Slim Jim from the Stray Cats, and the guy from Guns N' Roses, and we would do Beatles, Stones. We play at the Cat Club in Hollywood every Thursday. So we got hired to play for Eddie Van Halen. He was at his house as his backup band. So it was us. It was Billy Idol going to play. Anyway, when we got to rehearse with Eddie Van Halen, he was like tinkering with his guitars. He's like a mad scientist. So I go to Eddie, my G and D, my G string was like fretting out. I go, hey Eddie, you want to fix my guitar? I was like, whatever. And then he took my fucking guitar, right? And he's working on it. So my buddy John Corabi, he was the second singer in Motley Crue. He replaced the original singer for a short time. I go, and he's standing next to me. I go, John, who would ever think Eddie Van Halen's fixing my fucking guitar? But so he would hit the E string, right? And then he'd run all the way. He had this house on Coldwater Canyon. He's running all the way to the other side to the piano. then he'd run back and then hit the A string, right? And then he's running back, and then he'd come back to the D string. I go, hey Eddie, do you want my guitar tuner? He goes, Stefan, here. So I look at John Corabi, I look at Eddie, I go, so you don't want my guitar tuner? And he was just like, he was everything by ear. Yeah, but I need a guitar tuner. Trust me, I need a guitar tuner. I don't know about you guys, but I need one.
I always tune by ear.
You do, huh?
Forever. But you know, when tuners came out, because I always need to tune for different chords and stuff. I think Joey knows what I'm talking about. You have to, like the G string, especially, you might want to tune a little flat and for different. Especially if you're playing those open strings, and then you play a bar chord, it sounds a little weird to me. So I always use a tuner, and then we'll adjust by ear to when I'm playing along with the track, because I never play live. I just overdub. And
I'm going to be playing a lot of chords. I'll use a real tuner and get it as in tune as I can get it.
Exactly.
But really, if you're going to play the guitar a little bit, you can just tune it by ear, and it sounds more natural. It sounds, and it'll always be a little bit flat, a little bit sharp, won't it? You know what I mean?
When I play bass, the same thing. I mean, I'm doing it mostly by ear all the time, and you can hear it. Except sometimes in some rooms, the frequencies are so weird that you think you're in tune and you're not. So sometimes I'll use that tuner in the beginning and go, wow, how far off am I? Because it's like, I used to call it the law of physics, the bass law of physics. It sounds out of tune, but it's perfect. So I mean,
it's kind of weird. That's just weird. That whole perfectly in tune. It's like, no, that's not in tune.
Let me, Joey. What about you? Are you in regular standard tuning, or do you ever now record with singing half? Go down to half step, just regular.
Yeah, I've only recorded and I only play in regular tuning. Yeah,
regular tuning. Yeah.
Listen, guys, I'd like to stay a little longer, but I've got in the middle of something else. But I just wanted to stop by and say hi, Joe.
You don't want to have tea or what?
Another moment of Mitch Weissman.
I'll come to your house.
Ed.
There's my lovely wife there.
Ed.
There's Mrs. Weissman.
Mrs. Weissman, yeah. You got Joe. You got Ed.
Ed.
That's right. And the last time you saw Jackie was at a Beatle Fest.
Where was that?
We were in Boston when Mike was still there.
Wow,
that's Stefan. That's a long time ago. You're not kidding. That's it.
That's right.
But I still look dope.
Yes, you still look dope, honey.
Gorgeous.
All right, guys. I'll see you soon.
Mitch, we love you.
Joe, so stay in touch. Eddie, I'm going to get your phone number.
Have you heard my new record?
I actually promoted it on my Facebook page twice already. I love it.
Yeah. God bless, man. Super.
Yeah. Okay, guys. I'll see you soon.
See you later, my friend.
All the best.
Yeah, Mitch Weissman over there. He's a great guy. Mitch is a great guy. Wonderful having you here, my friend.
Really great.
Thank you. Listen, it was really nice meeting both of you guys. It was really nice meeting you.
Yeah.
I have to tell you that on this record by a band called Dog Star. Dog Star.
I see it.
Okay, and their bass player is an actor by the name of Keanu Reeves, and two other great guys in the band. And we did a cover of No Matter What on this record.
Holy cow!
Yeah, there's a
Did
cover.
you send me a copy? Can I get a copy?
God, we did it like 30 years ago.
30 years ago?
Oh yeah.
Now you want to know something funny, Joey? I'm going to tell you something. So that Eddie Van Halen party that we played, we did No Matter What with Eddie Van Halen at that party.
That's cool.
That's a true story. That's a true story. You know,
I'm flabbergasted.
And we ended up using a Leslie for the where you come in with the Leslie part.
Yeah, good.
It was great. Sounded great.
Yeah.
I demanded that. It was.
Hey Joey, you know what? You got to come back on again. We got to get your vinyl because we do a vinyl game, and I'd love to have if you have vinyl records go against Ed. Yeah,
funny on live and all that.
It'll be a lot of fun. Joey, I got to thank you for coming on here. I'll let you go, but
great
thank you.
Joey. Great to meet you.
Great to meet you.
Thank you.
Stay warm out there. Stay warm in that place.
And before I let you go, everybody out there, Joey, tell them the name of the record really quick and where they can get it.
Called, Be True to Yourself.
Be True to Yourself. There you go. All right. All right, Joey, I want to thank you very much for being here. I'm going to let you go. You have a great evening. Hey, thank you, my friend.
Thanks for having me, man. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for being here. You're a wonderful guy.
I look forward to seeing you like in a few weeks or something.
You know what? Yeah, and I will call you for sure. All righty?
All right, man.
All right. Thank you very much, Joey. An honor.
Good night, guys. My pleasure. My pleasure.
Yes, our pleasure too, Joey. Thank you.
Yeah. See you later, guys.
All right. Bye-bye,
Joey.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Good night, man.
What a great guest he was, huh, Ed?
Fantastic. Really great.
Really fun. It was a fun time, everybody.
Yeah, and he didn't feel pressured like in an interview. He just felt like hanging out with us guys here, us idiots.
No, he was a really nice guy, man. You know what the funny thing about that is? I had two legends, you and him.
Oh, bugger off.
Once again, our condolences to Joey's family, his friends, and you, the fans. Make sure you post your comments down below. We always love to hear from you. And as always, remember who loves you, baby. We do. Thank you for watching, and make sure you click here and here for our next episode. Until then, we'll see you all later. Bye-bye.